Welcome back. So now we'll be discussing. We're talking about supply chain management planning focus. See, supply chain and strategy should be able to reflect a particular focus, and that focus should be on satisfying the customer. So it is essential that demand patterns and market information is collected in order to make appropriate strategic choices. All right, in meeting that customers, satisfying that customers needs. So there are various models that can be used to analyze and develop strategies, and one of them I mentioned earlier in the last one of the last our last video is the pest up and pestle analysis. Two, another one is the SWOT. All right, now I think I explained the pest there to be the P to be political, E is economic, S is social, T is technological, and just when you add the E, which will be legal requirement and what environment. All those headings are important in terms of when you talk about politics, what politics could affect, political instability, what can they affect, economic of a country, how would they affect an organization, the socio-cultural nature of an organization, of an environment or a country, how would they affect technological advancement of a country or the organization, how would that affect? Then legal also will have an effect or will affect the way an organization does things in terms of if there are strict legal requirements to do business. Then another one again is the environment at which you use the environment these days, given the rise of global warming and the rest. Um, Most environmental activists are actually um, making sure all organizations dispose their waste within the environment properly. The next one, which is SWOT analysis, where is an acronym. SWOT is SWOT, where S there is the strength, W is the weakness, uh, O is the opportunity, T is for threat. All right. So these models will actually provide guideline into the elements or factors that are likely to influence the operation of a particular organization and their supply chain. So notable factors influencing that will influence strategy development in today's modern world will include something like globalization of markets, improving technology that's ICT, velocity of technology change, innovation, and changes in consumer tastes or states. All these actually are notable factors that will influence strategy development in today's world. So, from these above factors, from the mentioned factors, uh, you can discover that they have an impact on the condition that may prevail, all right, within market to the extent of influencing other factors like legal and regulatory framework. So as a supply chain manager, as a supply chain, so as supply as your I mean as supply chain partners, if you're not a manager this time, as partners, so supply chain partners are affected by factors that we just mentioned, and it is important for you as a manager to understand this factor in order to develop strategies that will be effective and efficient enough, all right, and efficient enough to make use of resource utilization and customer focus is concerned. All right. So the focus should be to come up with a strategy that offers competitive advantage and seeks to satisfy customer needs. So in supply chain management focus, let's look at something in planning. All right, supply chain management focus planning. We should look at let's look at the levels in the planning process. The levels in the planning process. So strategy can be formulated at different levels within the organization. And there are major levels within the organization. As discussed earlier, we have for the lower cadre of my members who do things every day, who make decisions every day, or plans every day. Those are the operation management or planning level. And we have all the middle management or tactical planning level. And we have a strategic planning level. All right. So corporate level strategy, which is about organization goal, include portfolio of businesses. All right. Because now when it comes to strategy, what we call the corporate level strategy, where it's from strategic level, which will actually include portfolio of the businesses and the attempt to answer questions like what supply chain strategies will be ideal for the organization. So, as a manager within the supply chain, you need to understand that your environment, all right, that the environment that your organization is operating, all right, operating in is to enable you to come up with appropriate strategy for competitiveness. So, as we discussed earlier, there are various models that are available which can help us, either from the PEST or PEST2 or SWOT analysis. So, if you look at your slide presentation, your slide in slide 12, you see a strategic planning process that uses uh, a kind of SWOT analysis alongside a PESTL analysis. So that in that slide presentation, it gives you an illustration of how you could go about conducting a full environmental analysis, either the macro environment or micro environment analysis during your strategy, all right, formulation. All right. So uh, apart from the corporate level strategy, we still have. Okay, let me just talk a little on that slide, that diagram there, the strategic planning process. Now you could see a macro environment, and you could see your micro environment, and you see what consists of your macro environment include politics, economic, social, technological, ecological, ethical, legal, and cultural issues. Now those are macro. External. Micro issues include your industry, your sector, suppliers, your customer, organization network, even your internal organization processes, resources available within your organizations. Now, depend on how you can utilize the information coming up, or how strong an information on the organization is. All right. Each of these headings can be categorized either as an opportunity, all right, for an organization, or a threat. All right. So when you combine and you analyze the environment which you operate, you can come up with what we call a strategic fit. All right, that is a balance between an external and the internal environment that will drive your mission and your strategic objective when planning your organization. When you After you analyze what is coming in as your internal strength, your external strength, categorize what is coming outside the organization, the macro environment, either opportunity and threat, then you can understand how you can now adapt your business or your corporate strategy into be. Apart from the corporate strategy, we have what we call business strategy. All right. Now, this business strategy looks at strategy at this at a level of a middle management level. All right, and the strategy at this level focuses on strategic business units. All right, where you have your HODs. Now, the strategic business units are called SBUs. You have your HOD, head of department, and the rest. Now, and the SBUs, the objectives in part, I mean, they have an objective in a particular market. All right, every strategic business unit have an objective in the particular market which you're promoting. For example, the procurement we have within the where they buy items from. The marketing and sales, we have a strategic objective where they do business. So this business level, which is the business strategy, this business level strategy should be is always aligned with the corporate strategy and attempt to answer questions like what supply chain structure should be necessary to achieve your I mean to achieve yes I mean achieve necessary to achieve the uh, strategic business unit objective, unlike the corporate strategy that looks at answering the question of what supply chain strategy will be ideal for your organization. All right. So we have the operational strategy. This one at the lowest level, where the decisions are make strategies are made day to day. All right. At this operational level, this one tends to focus more on how to achieve business objectives as set out in the corporate and business level strategies. So operational strategies set out policies. All right. Guideline for effective use of what organizational resources that best support the firm long-term strategy. So whatever strategy you've come up with, you from your corporate strategy, which at your strategic level, the top management, all right, they come up with policies like that will guide the day-to-day activity of staff in terms of policy, in terms of guideline, in terms of handbook for staff to make use of. All right, so we have what we call competitive strategy now. Now, competitive strategy is the go-to-market strategy. All right, now organization needs to find out the best competitive strategy. Um, that is, they need to find the best competitive position in the market or on the market. Sorry, on the market. So customer demands drive strategy formulation in competitive markets. So it is therefore, I mean, it therefore follows that supply chain strategy is competitive strategy. All right. So There are factors that will determine competitiveness of a product of any organization. So, and one of them will include one of the factors that will determine competitive in determine the competitiveness in of product or competitiveness of organization in any market. In any market, we include such things like cost. All right, the cost of the product. It's important for competitiveness, especially if the organization is in a low market. Is in a low cost market. All right, so costs have to be maintained at acceptable level. At as these have a big impact on the profit level of the organization and their supply chain. Another factor that will actually determine the competitiveness of any product organization is quality. All right, and the quality includes product services, product quality or service quality, and whether or not the organization philosophy is for continuous improvement throughout their uh, production chain. Then another one again, because of another factor that will determine competitiveness of organization within the supply chain will be delivery. All right, and delivery is an important aspect of supply chain that ensures satisfaction of customer demands. All right, speed and reliability as indicated as a factor for customer service delivery. Then, of course, speed is another factor for competitiveness of a particular product or service. As is the important nature is is an important factor as it determines where lead time is a key performance indicator. Where the market the order of when a customer places a product and the order comes in time. All right, within reasonable time, it is actually in stock ready. The another factor that determines competitiveness for a product or service is reliability of the organization or the supply chain. All right, and how reliable it is, because the reliability talks about delivery as whether your delivery is actually reliable or not. That is, whether you're on time or not, or you keep making excuses or not. And mind you, this reliability, speed, and most of these things we mentioned also uh, delivery and quality are actually KPI are used for generating key performance index to measure whether an organization is doing well or not. Then another factor that will determine competitiveness is flexibility. Flexibility in the sense that is the organization able to change process or product in line with what customer taste and change. All right. Then responsiveness is another factor for competitiveness, as it determines the ability to cope with change in demand, being able to adjust upward or downward to fluctuation in actually in demand. All right. So let's look at some of the key strategic decisions within an organization, or you as a manager will need to have to make. All right, as a strategic manager within an organization, what are the key strategic decisions you need to make? So you need to make. So it's you as a manager, you will be expected to make strategic decisions relating to the following planning process. One, facility location, where to locate your facilities, like your warehouse, like your distribution centers, your production center, your packaging center, and the rest. Then you'll be looking at also key strategic decisions you need to make related to something like product or service range. What are your product range? What are your service range? And also look at method of manufacture or method of what delivery. All right, are key decisions you need to make in your planning processes, and also sourcing approaches, which is one, channel of distribution, partnership and agreement, transportation, all right, inventory policies, reverse logistic policies, all right. All these are strategic decisions that you need to make relating to what your planning processes. All right. There's what we call now in making strategic decision. There's a term called achieving strategic fit. And what is that term? Strategic fit is achieved. All right. If all functional strategies and the business itself, all right, and the business itself form have a competitive strategy that fits into a coordinated overall strategy. I repeat, strategic fit is achieved if all functional strategies, all right, and business competitive strategy fit into a coordinated overall strategy. And this means that the supply chain strategy and competitive strategy also have the same goal. That is, your supply chain strategy and your go-to-market competitive strategy must have the same goal. Now, the different function and also the different function within an organization must structure their process and resources to be able to achieve the overall goal of the organization. That is when you can say you're achieving a strategic fit, when you balance your competitive strategy and your what supply chain strategy. All right. Now, there are some basic steps that have been suggested to achieving strategic fit, and this system was designed by Chopra and I think Mindell in 2012. And this stuff actually include things like, it includes is one, understanding your customer, all right, and supplier certainty. So there's a need for you to understand achieve strategic fit. It's important for you, all right, to first as the first important, as the first step of importance, understand what your customer, and understand the different uncertainty within your supply chain. Then the next step is to understand your supply chain capability. All right. Of course, there are various models, all right, that has been in existence to help us design a good supply chain in a particular market. So what you need to actually first for you to get a fit, you need to understand your supply chain capability. What is my capacity? What is my capability? What is my reach? And the next step is to look at you achieving a strategic fit. In this case of what? In this case, you look at taking out strategy that are mismatched, all right, against your competitive strategy. So you need to find a way to balance both strategy to get to that fit. Let's look at another topic, and that one will be what we call another subtopic of supply chain management focus. With that one, we actually is called uh, forecasting, supply chain forecasting. So supply chain management is built on the principle of partnership and the development and the use of the connections that exist between the links of the chain to provide information that will increase the efficiency of all members in the chain. Now, the purpose of supply chain forecasting is to improve the information flow, all right, and information accuracy. That is the purpose of supply chain forecasting. Information to improve information flow and information accuracy in order to achieve lower cost, shorter lead time, and also increase customer service. So collaborative forecasting applies to supply chain management concept to the forecasting function and uses of available information and technology to foresee a shift from independent, all right, forecasted demand to dependent, all right, known as the known to a dependent known demand. So eventually, the future of forecasting may evolve to the point where forecasting is not even necessary. All right. So demand information will be supplied completely by supply chain partners, and the need to predict the demand will be what eliminated. So either you like it or not, because of the need for us to cut the kind of inventory we hold, and for the need and the need for us to meet supplies on time, there will be need for us to forecast demand as it goes, so that we will not have excess of everything or we'll have shortage of everything that will now just lead to what either a glut in the supply chain or nothing at all to flow within the supply chain. So forecasting considers the the marketplace in terms of demand for existing, all right, new competitor product and services. So it actually consider those when you're making your forecast in terms of what are the existing competitor, what are the new competitor, and what competitor do exist within the market, and what product and service are available out there that is competing with my own. All right, and what should be the demand of this my product in the next 3 months. All right, so this becomes input. All right, all this information now become input into the preparation of a future plan, and obviously forecast must, all right, be as near as possible to actual, otherwise plan will become useless, because one principle of forecasting is the fact that you forecasting of the nearest possible event is actually more accurate than forecasting something of longer event. So you need to look at that. So there are various tools that can be used for collaborative forecasting, and one of the tools is what we call collaborative planning, forecasting, replenishment. All right, it's available for forecasting, but this does not. It does not guarantee that they will produce accurate forecasts. All right, so we'll put a pause here, and the next time we'll come back, we'll be talking about inventory. All right, so I'll see you in the next class called inventory. Thank you very much.